There's already a beautiful fruit. I'm out in the garden today at the Petite cottage. I wanted to take it a little easy this week because last week was really hard on me. So nothing like gardening to perk you up. There's a few things going on in this garden. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on our Pegboard planter that was so popular. The bromeliad is doing really well. I think the plants are really doing well. And I noticed that my little bromeliad here has a little pup. So it must be liking it. It's kind of funny that a bromeliad can really live without very much soil. And then my steady staghorn fern is doing well. But the Pegboard succulent planter with bromeliads just looks fantastic. And our little Kokodama is doing well. And I make sure that it's always, see if you can see, it's always got water on the top. So I'm happy with this. Oh, and this one's flowering, so overall I'm very happy with the Pegboard. We've been having a lot of rain this season and the Pegboard hasn't shown any signs of wear, so that's good. It's been a couple months since I planted my succulent chair. I wanted to give you guys an update. It seems to be liking its little space. So these have been growing out and this has been growing out and these guys have gotten nice and long. Seems to be liking it being underneath the tree. Let's go to the side of the property because I wanted to show you what I was planning to do today, hoping that it was going to be an easy project, but we'll see. So today I want to tackle an Espalier fruit tree, and I wanted to put it on this wall over here. Espalier is a way of pruning and controlling a fruit tree so that it lays and grows flat against a wall or a trellis. And in my case, I'm going to be growing a member of the Mandarin orange family. So if you only have a small amount of space in your garden, but you still want to have a fruit tree that's going to be bountiful, you can do it the Espalier way. And here, it's kind of precarious because I know here my plumber told me that a major gas line runs along here. And there is a plumbing clean out spout, or I forget what it's called, but we have to keep that sort of open and accessible. So I didn't want to plant anything in the ground that would start to root and cover any of the major pipes, because that's happened before and we had to excavate a couple trees. So I'm going to keep everything in containers around here. I found this wooden planter from IKEA and it was on sale. And then I'm going to marry it with this wood trellis and train this plant to grow flat and laterally so that it doesn't take up any space in the garden. This spot gets full amount of sun all day, the perfect place to grow some citrus. Okay, first step, we have to drill some holes in my plastic planter insert and then cut off a little bit of the top since it's sticking outside of my wooden planter box. And then we can start planting. Oh, and then I want to attach the trellis to the inside of my planter box because the trellis is actually pretty flimsy, so it needs a little bit more support. I don't really want to attach it to the side of the house if I can avoid it, because I really want to make it movable in case we have to go in for any plumbing problems, because that's happened before. I am definitely a garden novice, but when I'm planting citrus, I want to use the best organic soil for containers for cactus, citrus, and succulents. That's for sure. And when you are going to be planting the citrus tree, make sure that the root ball is slightly above the soil level. By doing that, that will prevent water from pooling around the trunk of the tree, and overwatering seems to be the #1 problem for growing citrus trees successfully. Now it's time to prune your Espalier tree. Take a deep breath, because I know it can be intimidating. So the first thing you want to do is you want to tie the main trunk of the tree to the back of the trellis so it's in the center. Then you want to clean up any of these little straggly tiny leaves and little sprouts that cover the bottom of the trunk. That should be all clean. Step back and look at your tree and choose the strongest lateral branches to the left and to the right of the trunk, and those are going to be providing the framework for your Espalier. Any branches that look too weak or are pointing in the wrong direction, you're just going to have to cut those right off. I'm going to leave what's called the leader of the plant so that it will help the plant to grow taller, and that way I'll be able to have the plant start filling out the left and the right of the upper level of the trellis. I think the marigolds look so sweet in the same pot as my mandarin orange tree, and I hope that it keeps some of the pests away, especially aphids. And as you can see, I just used some extra core fiber planter liners to fill in the space on the left and the right, and I think it looks fine. Well, I'm just thrilled about my Espalier mandarin orange tree. I will definitely update you in a couple months because right now it's looking a little bare. It does take a little leap of faith while you're pruning all of these beautiful branches. Like I had to prune one branch that actually had a little fruit on it. But they say you have to be really kind of strict in the beginning so that it will have the right path to grow. So I'll keep it watered. It's definitely in the right area, full sun, 6 to 8 hours. And the addition of those little marigolds are just so sweet. I mean, they look like little buttons, little cupcakes. I hope you try espaliering a little plant or tree in your small garden. It's a great way to maximize space in your petite garden. Okay, see you next time on Nutshell Living.